Welcome, everybody, to the Chump Post Show, which doesn't have a name, but it's just, that's what it is, the Chump Post Show. We're just going to talk more, kind of powwow about what happened, the weird stories that we heard, because we didn't actually hear the truth from anybody on that pushing the envelope game, so I want to kind of hear that.
Yeah.
I want to hear Gus's.
Was it dream style?
It was dream style.
Was it really dream style?
So it was really difficult because I've been doing the podcast with Gavin for so long that I had to try to come up with something that either I had never told on the podcast or that maybe I had told and he had forgotten.
You sent me like 6 things.
Yeah.
Which I'm obviously not going to say because we want to keep them, but like.
I was digging in the well and I remembered some juicy stuff.
But so the future seeing, what was that? What happened?
I was really bored as a kid, so I would always try to like do weird things. Like I learned how to move my ears independently and just like things like that. And I decided one day I wanted to learn to see, like I would get like deja vu or premonition. So I was like, I want to try to practice that and see if I can get good at it. And I got really good at it. Like to the point where like my friends wouldn't believe me. And you know Frank, who's the DM for Heroes and Half.
Oh, yeah.
He will corroborate the story because it sounds fucking unbelievable. But people didn't believe me, so I took a group of kids to like a convenience store and I had them buy a pack of baseball cards. This one was not Dream Style, by the way. And they picked a pack of baseball cards and I named 15 baseball players. Then I opened it and it was all 15 that I had named in the order I had named them. I had named every card in the pack.
Anyway, at what point do you find out you're a fucking wizard and you're like, I'm done with this shit. I'm out, guys. Fuck this wizard shit. Like,
but when
insane.
When I would dream, like I could focus my dreams and then be able to tell like stuff that was going to happen. I couldn't do it all the time, but I could definitely do it with limited ability.
Did you ever try and do it on anything useful, like the lottery?
There wasn't a lottery in Texas back then. But no, I don't think I would have been able to do that. Like that wasn't the way it worked.
So you think you still have the ability to do it, or it's like gone away without practice?
I think you got to practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really, and it was also really unreliable. It wasn't like 100%. I'm definitely going to do it. It was like,
right.
It might happen, and if it does, like, oh. I
noticed in the actual sentence it said limited ability.
Very limited. I still feel like I kind of half lucked out with the baseball card thing. That was like a weird, everything lined up stride.
I can't believe you haven't told that on the podcast.
I have.
Oh,
I think you might not have been there.
Ago?
I think you weren't there.
Oof. Well, also, how many podcasts have there been that both of you have been on? I mean, you can't remember everything from it.
So many.
More than 300, probably.
And the amount of like, is it into? It's not, but it's like months of content probably at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
So much.
What? You were the prostitute, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get.
No, I wasn't. I mean,
hang on. I feel like screw it. What happened? I was like, should I save this one? No, I want to hear it.
It was 4th of July weekend. We went down to a friend's place, and it was like a friend of friend situation. We went down to their new place in Houston because my roommate was in a band, all that bullshit, and they were playing a show there.
All that crap music.
And the person we were staying with had just bought like a new house, but it was also like half comic book store. You know, they had like a house lot in the back. It was really weird. Apparently, the street that it was on was notorious for that kind of thing, but it just been like, they're trying to push that out of town. So we were out there smoking cigarettes and, you know, being like 21. And like,
as 21-year-olds do.
Probably 1, 2 in the morning, this guy rolls through. Weird, like a VW Rabbit, the convertible ones.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Maybe Cabrio, but one of those. And he just is like, hey, I think his name was Dennis, and I'm a lawyer. I was just looking for some friends to party with, and we had no fucking, we just thought this guy was really weird. And then he goes by like 3 times and keeps asking us every time he drives by, and we're like, no, dude, like it's past, like at that point, at the 3rd time, we're like, it's like bars aren't even open, we can't get drinks, like go away. And he's like, we can go party, and I was like, we don't care, we're staying here, like what are you doing? And then eventually we go inside, wake up the next morning, and that's when the owner of the place is like, oh yeah, no, this used to be like the gay prostitute lane of Houston, and that's what people come here for. It happens all the time. We're like,
you were in Center Street there.
How did you know he was a lawyer?
Well, he told us he was.
He's got money. That means he's got money
Exactly.
to pay.
But he did not tell us his last name because I don't think you tell people your last
Which
name.
I love because can we talk about how unbelievable you found Stan the lawyer to be, and yet the reality was Dennis the lawyer?
He didn't know the last name either.
It
wasn't that
I
it
have
was.
to call my friend Phil was with me, but yeah, it was ridiculous.
I was honestly a little worried that I was going to get that story because I was like,
Yeah.
how am I going to? I don't know how to create a story around that.
So you see all the stories up front.
Well, they know what like the stories are, but they don't know what they're about to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that one, I was like, whoever gets this one is in trouble. Someone's really gonna have to come up with something. I'm actually really happy with John.
Yeah, John's story was great.
Yeah, it was incredible.
I'm a good liar.
I feel like you did it in a very clean way too. Like, there's a lot of ways to tell the prostitute story in a way
Yeah,
like
getting called
Dennis
by
the
the
lawyer
lawyer, yeah.
drove up and said,
Yeah.
"Let's party."
Yeah,
But John put a whole new spin on it.
yeah,
it's very good.
I do that.
Even though, yeah, you still nailed it though. You got all 4 that round. That's
Yeah.
really good. John, what a sad story did you tell?
Super similar to Gus. But I mean, that's basically how it's going to happen. It's like you
Right.
pulled over and you're going to tell a story. I was actually on my way to meet my lawyer for my divorce case to try to get custody of my children. And in fact, the cop managed to pull over 2 vehicles at the same time. Very talented.
Wow.
Both of us were speeding, gets us both to pull off the freeway and park in the same lot. He goes to her first. She was an idiot, and I could tell she was being an idiot, and he was dealing with an idiot. So then we finally got to me. He's like, I'm really sorry that took a long time. And I was like, that's fine. And he's like, hey, so what was happening? And so I told him, I'm like, I'm literally like, right now we are 3 blocks away from me meeting my lawyer about my divorce case to try to get my kids. And he just goes, well, I can't give you a ticket now.
I'll remember that one.
We actually ended up.
That's so nice and sad.
It was. We talked. We actually talked for a bit, and he was telling me, he's like, I guess he used to be military. He's like, I always thought about like, worried about my wife when I was over there and everything like that. He's like, I can't imagine that. He's like, and by the end of it, this is not a joke. He was like, all right, so yeah, slow down. I was like, cool. He's like, do you need a hug or something?
Oh no!
That's so wholesome.
Nice cop.
He was a very nice cop, and I said no, but I'd love a handshake. And so we shook hands and went on our way, and that was it.
As someone who's been pulled over a lot, police officers they're very friendly more often than not, at least in my
I think
my
what helped
experience.
was that
if you're also
he was dealing with this woman who didn't have her the head back of her seat. She had taken it off, and he was trying to explain to her how fucking dangerous
That's
that
terrible.
is.
Right.
Like, and she was being an idiot about it. And so by the
you
time he
get
got to me,
rear-ended, you just dead.
Got no head.
Yeah.
you are done. And so by the time he got to me, he was like, because it did take a while. He's like, I'm really sorry. That took a long time. Like he was already like apologetic, and so, and I was like. It was the most genuine story I could tell. I was like, I was sad. I was on my way to talk to a lawyer. It's like not a good time.
I can't imagine what you were feeling when you were getting pulled over. Like,
I was
you
like,
must have been
great.
This is excellent.
Great. Should we just shoot out my tires too while we're at it?
It's amazing that you say you pull over 2 people at the same time. Like, have you ever been doing that thing where you're going a little
speedy button.
fast,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you're like, but that guy's going fast.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like,
You're
this
safe.
is now my buffer. Like they'll go in
Yeah.
front of me and they'll get pulled over.
He
and I'll be
managed it
okay.
somehow and got us both to pull over off the same exit and into a parking lot.
Wow.
It was good.
You get
It was like a
in front of
sheepdog.
y'all and do it.
No,
like,
he was behind me. And so I think at one point I thought that like I needed to get out of the way, like he was trying to
Right.
get someone else, but he was getting me and her, and so I guess he'd
That's
already like
crazy,
I didn't even
yeah.
see how he got her, and then we both pulled over. It was
That's talent.
It was talented.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's always a weird thing when the cop's trying to pull you over and you're like, because sometimes you don't know where to go.
Yeah.
If there's certain roads that don't have.
We're on a freeway. We're on a freeway.
Well, like when I first moved to Texas, I got pulled over because I was driving next to a police officer, and I waved at him, but I didn't have a seatbelt on.
So you drew attention to
Why?
yourself
Yeah.
breaking the
I was just
law.
driving next to him and I waved, and then he just turned on he looked me in the eye and turned the siren on.
Wait, why
You're
did
just
you
like,
have a seatbelt?
and then
Yeah, I know.
and
That's
what?
like the easiest fucking
No,
law
I
to
know.
follow.
I used to
Put
not
your
wear
seatbelt
it all the time, and now I do.
Oh
but
my
like,
God.
But and so he pulled me over, but there was no place. I kept like pulling over, and you go like. You get on like
Not here.
you go not there, right? You like try
he
to get
wants to go
like
somewhere
kept
safe.
moving. You like keep
I-
going.
I actually got a not wearing a seatbelt ticket as well, but I was literally backing out of my parking space and doing this thing, and then he stopped me.
Wow,
He was
that-
like,
that
you
guy-
have to
that guy
put
was
it
out to be
on
a dick.
before your car starts in motion, and I was like, "Fuck you! Like this is
He
ridiculous."
gave you a ticket?
Yeah, I got
Not just a
ticket for it.
warning?
No, I got a ticket for it.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
ticket.
brutal.
Yeah, yeah. It
didn't
was
tell
in
him a
my
sad
apartment
story?
complex. Like, yeah, that could have been, yeah. But yeah, in the apartment complex parking lot, just got a ticket for backing up and doing it at
That's
the
pretty
same
shitty.
time.
That's pretty shitty.
So,
Yeah.
Gus, were you disappointed with the story that you got, even though it wasn't the lawyer one?
No, because I felt like I could tell that story. Why? You didn't believe it though?
No, I know. I didn't believe you.
Yeah, no. I thought that story was much easier to tell than the gay prostitute story.
I just felt like that was out of character for you to try and talk to someone.
Dude,
Trying to talk to anyone.
Something similar did happen. I once got pulled over for a speeding ticket on the way to Houston, but it's because I was speeding because I needed to pee really bad, and I knew there was a gas station coming up. So when the cop pulled me over, I was like, "Can we just go over there? Like, I just need to take a piss. That's why I'm speeding." He didn't let me do it. He still made me wait there and take the ticket. And I was like, "Officer, I'm gonna piss my pants.
Please, sir.
Please let me go pee."
Please, sir. Yeah, I love that was what you honed in on. You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't spill your guts, even though I think all he said was that he said to the officer, like, I spoke up to my girlfriend.
yeah.
I'm driving. Like, this is the truth of why I'm driving back. You're like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't say words.
I just didn't feel like
You wouldn't talk to humans.
41-year-old Gus might not, but
He knows him too well.
21-year-old Gus was a different story.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I know this version
Right.
of you, so.
He's familiar with this Gus, the not sad story one. But I mean, thanks again. Thanks again for being on the first episode, guys. That's awesome.
fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, the show's been in the works for a while. So
You're all very good liars.
yeah, they really are.
Beware.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone at Rooster Teeth
And
is
the
like
truth-
an improv.
The truth is very weird as
The
well.
truth, yeah. The truth is the most
Same with the
unbelievable
truth
part.
Truth is very weird. I like that.
Yeah, ooh. That's the subtext on every episode. So, yeah, thanks again for watching, everybody. That's the end of our post show right there. And, yeah, please tune in next week. Another post show, another episode. Watch it live so you can vote along in the chat and actually be part of the audience and compete. Maybe win this time. I need you to. All right. See you later, everybody.
Bye.